And new today, Louisiana Central has announced that Amazon is bringing in new facilities to Rapides Parish. As Colin Vidros reports, the region will see major economic growth with this new addition.
Amazon is constructing a large last-mile facility in the town of Boyce. In a news release sent on Thursday, Louisiana Central announced a new distribution site aiming to improve the economy in Cenla.
One of our long-term goals is to expand the footprint of distribution and warehousing in central Louisiana.
The CEO and president of Louisiana Central says their organization always has tons of support with developments like this.
Word has been leaking out for some time, and it finally reached the point where Amazon was ready to say, we are doing this, we are coming to central Louisiana, it's going to be in this location. They're going to build about a 65,000 square foot facility. And obviously we're just very pleased with that.
Clinton says the facility will have driving jobs and warehouse jobs with a $17 to $18 hourly wage. The 65,000 square foot facility will be located right here just off of LA 1 and off of Rapides Station Road. Plans are still in the early stages, but according to Louisiana Central, construction is set to be here in just a few weeks. Many officials are on board with the new facility, including Boyce Mayor Kelvin McCoy, who said in a partial statement, "We believe our strategic location is a major advantage for these types of operations." Also sharing their thoughts was Rapides Parish Police Jury President Joe Bishop, who wrote, "We are grateful that companies like Amazon see the benefits of locating here, and we appreciate the investment being made that will impact the entire region." Clinton says the whole parish will feel the impact.
You'll see sales taxes going up. You'll see property taxes collections going up for the school board, for the police jury, for the town of Boyce. So those are really positive indicators.
In Boyce, for News Channel 5, I'm Colin Vidros.